and the next Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney. Mark.
I'll keep it short and sweet. Family, religion, friendship. These are the three demons you must slay if you wish to succeed in business. Questions?
Hi. Most Canadians are living paycheck to paycheck
I'm
and
afraid I'm not familiar with that term, you adorable little ragamuffin.
it means they don't have enough money because of the high cost of living.
Money is for the poor.
If you were Prime Minister, what will you do about inflation?
Are there any real questions?
Ladies and gentlemen, the pleb is back. In this report, it looks like Mark Carney is shaking things up on his team, as Mark Miller has been fired as Canada's immigration minister, and Stephen Guilbeault is out as Canada's environmental minister. Also tonight, it appears that an extremely shady group is attacking Pierre Poilievre with some extremely questionable funding, and in this report, we're going to talk about who protecting Canada truly is. You won't want to miss this report. Stick around. Before we start this report, I'm starting to post content regularly again, and many of you are still complaining that you've been unsubscribed from my channel. So please, all I'm asking, just double check if you're still subscribed, and if you're not, smash that subscribe button. Now let's get into the report. Welcome to your Thursday report. Tonight's first story will start with Justin Trudeau himself, who today said goodbye for the last time as Canada's Prime Minister and posted this video. It's only 30 seconds. We'll get through this.
I am so proud of Canadians. I'm proud to have served a country full of people who stand up for what's right, rise to every occasion, and always have each other's backs when it matters most. This may be my last day here in this office, but I will always be boldly and unapologetically Canadian. My only ask is that no matter what the world throws at us, you always be the same.
Oh boy, it doesn't get any more cringe than this, but thankfully, we have the comments underneath Trudeau's video, which makes up for the cringe. I don't know if Trudeau was expecting a bunch of people to say nice, happy goodbyes to him, but these comments were not too nice to Trudeau, like none other than Marty up north saying, just F off, leave the country and take your dumb children with you. And Roll writes, F off, just leave already. F Trudeau. You had the backs of your connected friends and family, not the backs of hardworking Canadians. True. Cat Canada writes, go away already. Chris writes, go away herpes. Trudeau is kind of the herpes of politics. You are a lying POS. We did that with the convoy and you shit all over us. Go F yourself. Trump, I made Trudeau cry. Worst prime minister ever. Trump calling Trudeau a loser. Bradshaw writing, hey Trudeau, one last thing, F Trudeau. Flex writes, holy F, just go away already, Jesus effing C word. And Moose on the Loose writes, think of how many people ended themselves because of this guy. True. Now, one thing is for sure, the majority of Canadians will not miss Justin Trudeau. The dude is a legend in his own mind. But thankfully, these comments are a reminder how much Trudeau was truly despised. And speaking of despised, his replacement, Mark Carney, is not liked either. And on yesterday's show, we watched a 3.5-minute clip of Mark Carney giving a speech to steelworkers. And I challenged you guys and asked you, how many times did Mark Carney say, during his 3.5-minute speech? And thankfully, I have the answer. The answer, folks, to yesterday's speech was he said it 42 times. And if you don't believe me, I spliced it all together for you. This man makes Justin Trudeau look like a genius in comparison. I'm not even joking. Just watch this.
Point. Trump's with a which here at DeFasco.
I love how it ends off there with the here at let's play that again. That's so funny.
Which here at DeFasco.
This is the guy who is charging $250,000 a speech on the public speaking circuit. Are you kidding me? And yesterday, during Mark Carney's visit, I wanted to bring up a point that I forgot on yesterday's show when I mentioned that when Mark Carney was talking to steel workers, that he had all the microphones shut off. And I think I know the reason why. Who remembers this classic moment? Because the last time the Liberals went to talk to steel workers and had the microphones on, this happened. Trudeau got absolutely humiliated by an everyday working class steel worker.
We got donuts over here if you want to thank you for your hard work.
I can bring some for my kids here.
Okay. The 25% tariffs we just brought in on Chinese steel is going to help you out.
That's going to keep my job, yeah.
What
about the 40% taxes I'm paying? And I don't have a doctor?
The $400 million that we invested in the car means you're going to have a job for
I think you're only here for another year. We won't see you around probably another year.
Well, that's what elections are for.
That's right.
And I look forward to everyone exercising the right to vote.
Yep.
Basic choice. We're going to invest in you and your job.
I don't believe you for a second.
Dental care? Do you know anyone who got dental care?
Get them.
Yeah, I pay for it myself.
Okay.
We're like 3 years
Does
behind.
he have a job and coverage?
Yeah,
but we
four
got
people
seniors,
in my family.
We've got
Every
seniors.
time we go for a dental visit, it's costing me about $50 in my pocket per person.
Okay.
Why? I have a good job. You're not really doing anything for us, Justin.
Well, actually, we just invested so 500,000 people who haven't been to the dentist got to go to the dentist over the past few months.
Probably like my neighbor that doesn't go to work because she's lazy. She
you know
just
what?
doesn't go to work. She lives the same
Most
life I do.
Canadians try to stick up for each other, and that's what we're going to keep doing.
Yeah.
Good luck and take care of your family, sir.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
All right.
Have a nice day.
Have a good day, sir.
He refused to shake his hand. I love it.
Take care of your family, sir.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
All right.
Have a nice day.
Have a good day, sir.
Let's go.
Right, the other guys they got the donuts. Excellent.
So embarrassing. So if you're wondering why the Liberals are hiding Mark Carney from the media, and most importantly, everyday Canadians like this guy, well, that's your reason why. And speaking of Mark Carney, we got an update on his itinerary here, as the Globe and Mail is reporting that he's going to visit Europe next week. So I know I said that they are going to call an election on Sunday or Monday, but if you listen to my video from about 2 videos ago, I said that they would call it on March 23rd. And guess what? It's looking like the election will be called on that exact day. And in Mark Carney news today, apparently he is making some big moves, as Stephen Guilbeault will no longer be the environment minister, and Mark Miller has straight up been fired from cabinet and will no longer be the immigration minister here in Canada. Looks to me like Mark Miller is trying to clean the stain off the Liberal Party that Trudeau left by firing these completely woke wacko lunatics like Stephen Guilbeault, the Green Evangelist, and Mark Miller, the worst immigration minister of all time, and Trudeau's groomsman. Not a bad move if Mark Carney is trying to disassociate himself from the Trudeau regime. But for the love of God, please go get some lessons on public speaking. He's the worst I've ever heard. In our next story of the night, we got to talk about this group called Protecting Canada, who are putting out these crazy attack ads on Pierre Poilievre that are getting millions of views, and they have no followers. Now, if you look at their YouTube channel, they only have 936 subscribers or 938 subscribers, but somehow their videos are getting millions and millions of views. But thankfully, a TikToker did some digging on this account called Protecting Canada, and who is funding it? And apparently, surprise, it's a bunch of dark money funding these attacks. Let's watch the breakdown. Shout out to the person who made this video. He doesn't have his name here on the video, but excellent work. Let's watch.
Dark money funds attack ads against Pierre Poilievre. Now, this was 100% my find, original. I conducted this research, and the stuff that I found is just crazy. So stick along to the end. Like, share, follow, and let's get to it. So if you don't know yet, this is a website called Protecting Canada. This is a group that has been accepting donations through their website in order to fund smearing campaign ads against Pierre Poilievre and the Conservative. Now, before you scroll on, you have no idea what I'm about to show you, as they are operating this illegally, and I can prove it. Now, this is the Government of Canada website to find corporations in Canada. You can do a search of any title, any name that you'd like. So I put in Protecting Canada. Well, sure enough, there was one result. Looking down into the records, I see there's 4 directors, and the very top name will be very significant, as I will link that in throughout the show. Now, after I explain this, what really makes this illegal is they dissolved their company in 2022, June 20th. So for anybody who doesn't know, any operations after dissolving a corporation using the website, their name, their brand, etc., is subject to criminal codes, like in violations like you wouldn't believe. And here's the public record that you can download to get the actual information about the corporation. Now, Ian White was one of the directors on the list that I just showed you. Let's dig into who he is. Now, just above my head here, you can see that he was part of the NDP party, and he also works for Monk and Associate currently. And who is Monk and Associate? Well, the owner of that company is named Kathleen Monk. I'm sure a lot of you know exactly who she is, and if you don't, I'm about to tell you. But first, when you scroll down that page, I just want to show you something. As you can see here, election monitoring is one of her skills. Just keep that in mind as we go through this video. Now, Kathleen Monk has 20 years of experience in journalism, politics, and nonprofit sector. Now, as I said, Kathleen is principal at Monk and Associates, dedicating her energies to advocating campaigns, issue management, and guiding public affairs strategy. She's a frequent media commentator on politics and public affairs. Miss Monk appears weekly on CTV Questions Period, Sunday Strategy Session, CTV's Power Play, Front Bench Panel, and for years was a panelist on The Insiders, a regular segment on CBC's, and The National with Peter Mansbridge. Kathleen was the director of communications for the NDP, Jack Layton, serving as spokesperson on War Room Director for the historic 2011 federal campaign. So it's about to get deep. So now we got Ian White, which was part of the NDP. We got Kathleen Monk, which has a lot of ties within CBC, CTV, and the NDP. So now you see where I'm going with this. Now let's see where the illegal part of all this comes into play. And if you want to check out our website, that is it. There's not even anything in the menu. That is it. Now, Protecting Canada has several social medias. This one is their Instagram. Not very many followers or likes, and all their videos have very low commenting, not a lot of engaging.
500 followers on Instagram.
Then there's their TikTok. They don't get a whole lot of views. They don't have a whole lot of followers. For anybody who wants to go there and do some work on it, go for it. They also have a Twitter. Not many followers, not a lot of engagement. And on their social medias, on all of them, they have a lot of people that are catching on to them, thinking that they're a bot farm, et cetera, et cetera. But then there are some people on there, like your liberals or your NDPs, that are attacking the conservatives. So very small portion of people on there, which shows, after I show you what's next, that they don't have a whole lot of support. Now, they do have a YouTube, and this is where things get fishy.
Yes.
So they only have about 680 followers. Not very much, but check this. Now, all of their videos have like 1 million views, 2 million views, 500,000 views, et cetera, et cetera. And they only have 680 followers, which is kind of odd. Here's a list of some more. You can pause and zoom in if you'd like. But just to show you kind of some of the engagement, you can see there
2.8 million views, 100 comments. Fake Fake, 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 fake.
Likes and about 100 comments. So
Yeah, 40 likes on 2.8 million views and 100 comments. Fake.
they're not getting a whole lot of activity with these millions of views that they're pushing out, and they're paying for it, which I'll go over in the end, the financials and how much they're actually funding into this whole narrative of their smearing campaign. Here's another one you can pause to read. Not very many engagement at all. And another one, and you get the point.
22 likes, 13 comments on 1.7 million views. 13 comments. Hello? Alarm bells. This is fake.
They're not getting engagement at all. Now let's get into the dark money. As you can see here, this is their Facebook page. They don't have a whole lot of followers there as well. Not a whole lot of engagement. And one thing I know because of my own company is how to look at competitors' ads that they're running. You can go to their info page here on anybody's Facebook who's got, some sort of page for business or whatever. And it gives you a whole bunch of information like, their contact info, and you can see up there, Protecting Canada. There's their website. So we know this is their Facebook. And then you can go into here where it says page transparency and click on see all. And I'll show you. So then when you click on the page transparency, you come to this where you can see the history if they changed their name, how it looks, or the wording of it. Then you got people who manage this page. As you can see, there is 12 people from Canada, 12 individuals managing this page. Is that the people that are funding the page, putting the money into this? Who knows? But there's 12 people. Then there's one person from the United States. Who could that be? Who wants to get involved from the United States in this campaign for the Canadian election? Which I felt was kind of odd. Now, I can't find out who those are. That is something that you would have to file some sort of motion and try and get that done in order to obtain that information. But down here, you got the ads on this page, and you can see the full ad library. So let's check that out. So,
who is this American funding this page? Is it Hillary Clinton? Is it the Democrats? Who is funding this? George Soros? Who?
So on this, you can see that they have 610 results. They've ran 610 ads. And here they have 12 ads that are currently running. Now check out the amount of money they're spending on each ad. We got this one here about $799, which is, typical for a business. This one here about $1,500. This one here for about $15,000. So we're not talking small money here. Another one for $6,000. And that is just 4 out of the 12 ads. So you kind of get the idea of how much money they are spewing out to get very little engagement back just to put out these smear ads about the Conservatives and Pierre Poilievre. Now let's recap.
They deep pockets here.
Cap everything, and then I'll show you something on the end here. Now, as you can see here, Protecting Canada Project, this is their corporate information. Canada not-for-profit, so that means that is a non-profit organization, which is why they can get in big trouble for what they're doing, and you'll see in a minute. Incorporation date was November 20th, 2020, which if you go to their other Facebook page, they had a website called something O'Toole. It was about O'Toole. And then if you go to the Wayback Machine, which I showed in my previous video from this one, it shows 2021 they had activity in a different website, and that was the website. So they changed the website name, and now they're back 2024, 2025 in full cahoots. If you go to the Wayback Machine and just put in their website address, you'll see the activity. And then it was dissolved June 20th, 2022. So that means they don't have the corporation anymore, and anything that they do afterwards, using the name, the brand, the website, taking donations under this is all illegal. Then you got the 4 original directors that started this corporation, and they were kind of in on it and thought they were kind of smart. But in all reality, they left a trail and they don't realize that they're doing things illegally. So let's go to the advertising costs. And I kind of figured out a general idea based on the 12 ads that they had there, took an average of that for the 610. So basically estimated spending for each single ad campaign is anywhere from 6,000 to 7,000 when you total them all up. And then you have the estimated total spending on Meta ads is between 3.66 million and 4.27 million on 610 ads. So this isn't small money. Someone is funding this, whether it's people's donations or some other party that is funding this. Wow. Someone is funding this, and it's big money. Now for the YouTube campaign, it's about 1 cent to 3 cents per view. And each video has about 2 million to 1 million views, about 30 views. That's an estimated spending of 600,000 to 2 million. So now we're sitting at about $6 million just between the two platforms. And that's not mentioning the other platform.
$6 million spent between YouTube and Meta. Wow.
We know Ian Wayne was formerly associated with the NDP party, now working for Monk and Associates, which is related to Kathleen Monk, which has connections with the CBC and CTV and political campaign consulting and government relations. So we know that there is something shady going on here. And to make sure, I did a search on Election Canada for both of their, like you click in Protecting Canada, and there is no results. Same with Monk and Associates, 0 results. So they're
nothing shows up on Election Canada. Why is that?
Not legally allowed to do any ads unless they have a different corporation, but they're using Protecting Canada as the brand to take donations and to post this stuff. So regardless of who's backing them and who's legally going under the elections campaign, it's illegal because you're doing it underneath the wrong corporation name that has been dissolved. And if you go to the website where it says donate, you can give any amount, $5 to $500, and to make sure that it's them paid for by Protecting Canada, which no longer exists. So they're illegally accepting donations and using it within political advertising, which is against the law, which is failure to register as a third party can result in fines or criminal charges. Pause to read this. I'm running out of time. Fraud and financial misuse. Pause to read this. I'm running out of time. Also, financial crimes and anti-money laundering proceeds of Crime Act. Suspicious funding sources, millions of dollars in advertising spending with no clear financial source raises money laundering concerns. So yeah, what do you guys think? I think I nailed it on this one.
Wow. Look, I'm not an expert in campaign financing and the laws around that, but this looks extremely, extremely shady. And it looks like there's some extremely shady people attacking Pierre Poilievre right now. And the weirdest thing about all this is how they're boosting YouTube videos to get millions of views. And you can see from the engagement that it's all fake. But hey, I'll leave it to you guys. So how about you tell me in the comments, is this legal or is this illegal? Educate me. I will read all the comments on this. But one thing is for sure, it's shady as hell. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's episode. I've kept you here long enough, but tell me in the comments, what did you guys think of that TikTok? And also, is Mark Carney the worst speaker you have ever heard and the lamest and most boring? I want to hear it in the comments down below. If you guys want to support me, you know how to do it. Like, share, comment, subscribe. My name is The Pleb, and I'll see you at the next report. Peace.